Sometimes the loneliness of it all just gets you. Hello, and just thinking about my 12-week challenge now that I'm into the 6th week. And it's definitely an exercise of discovery. And there's a lot to be said for working at home. Before the pandemic, working from home was for a privileged few. And it's extremely convenient in certain ways. We don't have to travel to work. Between meetings, we can grab ourselves a quick coffee in our own kitchen. And, generally speaking, we can take care of things at home as well as working. And yeah, that's quite a convenient way to do things. But with the addition of the pandemic situation where people are enclosed into their homes on a permanent basis almost, where not only are you working from home, but you're shopping from home, you're socializing from home, you're meeting friends from home, all on a digital platform. And very little socializing is done outside, then I was thinking that that is actually having an effect on me. So that bit of, I'm trying to do my 12-week challenge, but I'm always on my own when I'm working. And even though I'm doing plenty Zoom meetings and I'm extremely busy on digital platforms, there is a difference between talking into a camera and talking with a real human being sitting across from you. And I think maybe that has a certain contribution, it's not everything, to a little bit of procrastination, a little bit of, maybe I'll just do this tomorrow, maybe I can't be bothered doing it today. There's a certain stress or distress involved in that loneliness type feeling. It might even be the opposite in a sense where you're lonely at work, but your house is full of people. And sometimes that can just be getting in the way. So either side, there's a certain difference between working on your own, even if you're part of a digital team, and getting out of that general environment into a working environment where there are other human beings there. Of course, that also has a certain downside to it too, if there's the office politics, etc. But, there's a certain plus side for human beings mixing with other human beings, in my case anyway. So I thought I would use, again, go back to that mindfulness and acceptance workbook that I brought up before, for stress reduction. And there's a really nice exercise in it that I use myself and I would like to share with you. And it's called the healing hand. And in the healing hand, there's a kind of a practical self-compassion exercise, really, that just kind of allows us to be willing to experience sometimes these uncomfortable, distressful moments. And so what I do basically is I find a nice, comfortable place to sit, and hopefully it's quiet and not disturbed, but in my case, working from home, everything is pretty quiet. And I think about that area of distress in my life, which is a lack of real social communication in real life. Among other things, but this is the subject that I'm picking up for today. And I just want to clarify my feelings and my thoughts. So yes, my feelings are there's a certain frustration there, there's a certain sadness there, and as I've mentioned before, there's a certain loneliness there. And my thoughts are not necessarily self-judgmental thoughts, because that's the situation we're in, but there's always thoughts of, maybe I should get an office, and employ some people, and we have a more of a kind of a team going there, rather than my team that I have, which is on a digital platform. So they're all working from home in their own sense. But maybe I should have, these are the kind of thoughts that are coming in, that maybe I should actually have a physical office with physical team members in it. And so I just let that happen, let these thoughts kind of wash over me, and I'm willing to experience that sadness and loneliness and frustration. Then I take a hand and I put it over maybe the most painful or difficult part of my body, where it's kind of converting into a kind of a sensation. And in this particular case, it's in my chest, over my heart. A lot of the times I get anxiety, it would be maybe in my stomach area, but this kind of feeling is more kind of converting in my heart area. So I just put my hand over there for a bit and just hold it. And according to the exercise, and what I'm going to do is just kind of say, this is a bit of a tough moment in my life. And tough moments are part of life. And that's a really important statement to make. And, I'm not alone. Someone somewhere, maybe even listening to this, is also feeling the same tough thing right now. So I'm just going to see how those tough emotions that I'm experiencing, I'm just going to let them be in my body for now. I'm going to make space for them. I don't have to like them. I certainly don't have to want them. I'm just going to let them be there within me. And I'm imagining now that I'm just kind of opening up my body and just making room for these uncomfortable thoughts, emotions, and body sensations. I'm just going to say to myself that may I be meriting the fact that I can hold my pain with kindness. I'm just going to hold that for a few minutes. And that's it. And I find that slowing down and making space allows me the energy to replenish and then go on and do what I need to do and what's important to me and what matters. I hope that was useful.